There are humans whose very forms seem to challenge the rules of nature. Their bodies move, bend, or exist in ways that make scientists pause and question what's possible. These are individuals who, at first glance, seem impossible, and yet they live and perform as if their bodies have their own set of laws. Well, in this video, we reveal the top 15 humans whose bodies defy logic. Prepare to see humans unlike anything you've ever imagined. People who push the boundaries of reality and make you rethink what the human body can actually do. Number 15. Stephen Crone, HIV immunity. Steve. Crone carried a rare genetic anomaly known as the CCR 5-delta mutation, which deletes 32 base pairs from the CCR5 gene, rendering the receptor non-functional on his immune cells. HIV, the virus responsible for AIDS, typically enters CD4 T cells through the CCR5 receptor, but in Crohn's case, the virus could not gain entry, effectively granting him natural immunity. His blood cells repeatedly resisted infection when exposed to the virus in laboratory studies, making him a pivotal case in the study of HIV resistance. This mutation illuminated pathways for therapeutic interventions, inspiring scientists to develop drugs that mimic this natural resistance and to explore gene editing strategies to replicate the effect in others. Crohn's anomaly helped demonstrate that altering a single receptor could prevent viral entry, reshaping the understanding of HIV pathogenesis and offering hope for novel preventative treatments. Number 14. Hal Agnew. No need for sleep, possibly. Hal Agnew is widely described as a man who reportedly lived for decades with extremely minimal sleep or none at all, a condition that challenges established sleep science and the known physiology of humans. Normal sleep is critical for cognitive function, memory consolidation, immune regulation, and metabolic balance. Yet Agnew's accounts suggest he bypassed these biological imperatives entirely. Most of the information about him comes from anecdotal sources rather than clinical documentation, and researchers have yet to verify his ability scientifically. Cases like Agnew's provoke curiosity about rare genetic or neurological variations that could alter sleep needs, such as mutations in the DEC2 gene, known in other documented super sleepers. While total sleeplessness is generally considered fatal, Agnew's story, whether entirely accurate or embellished, highlights the limits of current understanding about human endurance and circadian biology, illustrating that extreme physiological anomalies may exist beyond laboratory records. Number 13. Jyoti Raju, Monkey King. Jyoti Raju, popularly called Kothi Raju, or the Monkey King of India, is an extraordinary free climber known for scaling sheer cliffs, forts, and waterfalls without any protective equipment. Born and raised in Karnataka, Raju developed astonishing upper body strength, balance, and agility by observing and mimicking the movements of monkeys in his surroundings. He famously climbed Jog Falls, India's second highest waterfall, navigating wet vertical surfaces solely with his hands and feet, going against the powerful flow of water. Beyond natural feats, Raju's precision and fluidity allow him to ascend historical forts such as Chitradurga, performing in public demonstrations that draw crowds to witness seemingly impossible acts. His body exhibits not just raw strength, but finely tuned proprioception, grip endurance, and spatial awareness, allowing him to move along vertical surfaces that would terrify even seasoned rock climbers. Number 12. Nick Vujicic, Phocomelia. Born in Melbourne in 1982, Nick Vujicic emerged into the world without arms or legs, a rare condition called tetraamelia syndrome, a form of phocomelia. From early on, he faced severe bullying and deep emotional struggles, including a suicide attempt at age 10. Doctors separated the fused toes on his left foot, allowing him to use that foot for gripping, typing, and even turning pages. Surprisingly, he learned to swim, surf, and even skydive. activities most would consider impossible given his physical condition. Academically, he completed a commerce degree and now travels globally as a motivational speaker. The Vujicic's body may lack limbs, but his adaptability, resilience, and control over his movement make him a real-life human paradox, defying expectations around disability and physical limitation. Number 11. Ping Jingyu, Flexible Man. Known in lore for his extreme flexibility and contortionist-style feats, Ping Jingyu, sometimes reported as Rubber Boy of China, is said to bend his body into shapes that seem to defy normal human anatomy. While concrete medical documentation of his exact physiology is limited in mainstream scientific literature, numerous anecdotal and media sources detail how he can fold, twist, and contort his limbs and torso in ways that appear nearly impossible. Observers claim his joints move with exceptional range, and his spine and limbs demonstrate an elasticity that most people can only imagine. Whether through a rare congenital hypermobility, a connective tissue disorder, or sheer trained control, Jingyu's body challenges typical biomechanical limits. This kind of flexibility not only fascinates onlookers, but also raises intriguing questions about how far human anatomy can stretch while still supporting normal physical function, and what underlying adaptations, genetic or structural, might make such contortions possible. Prepare yourself. What comes next will challenge everything you thought possible. Number 10. Raj Mohan Nair, Electrical Resistance. Raj Mohan Nair hails from Kerala, India, and is widely called the Electric Man for his astonishing ability to conduct high-voltage electricity through his body without sustaining fatal damage. Reports say he can withstand currents of several amps, while even a tenth of an amp is often lethal to a typical human. In live demonstrations, he holds live wires, one often in his mouth and another on his body, and powers devices such as light bulbs or blenders. Tests using a multimeter during TV shows revealed his body's electrical resistance is more than 10 times that of an average person, suggesting some extraordinary physiological anomaly. Interestingly, exposure to high current temporarily blinds him, but otherwise, he remains physically unharmed. Scientists have speculated this may involve unique anatomical structures or electrical pathways that divert current away from vital organs, but the exact mechanism has never been fully understood. Number 9. Liu Thaolin, Magnet Man. Liu Thaolin from Malaysia became famous for his ability to attach metal objects to his body, seemingly by magnetism. Despite appearances, his body is not truly magnetic. Instead, studies and observations suggest that the smoothness and slight suction created by his skin, combined with friction, allow objects such as cooking pans, woks, and even metal rods weighing several kilograms to cling to him. In recorded demonstrations, he could attach multiple heavy objects simultaneously, totaling over 36 kilograms, without them slipping or falling. Researchers examined his skin's surface, noting the unique combination of oiliness, slight curvature, and pressure distribution that contributed to this phenomenon. While the exact physiological explanation is still under investigation, the effect challenges conventional understanding of human adhesion and demonstrates how subtle differences in skin properties can create seemingly impossible abilities. Number 8. Tibetan monks, Tummo practitioners. Tibetan monks trained in Tummo meditation exhibit remarkable control over their autonomic nervous system, a phenomenon that has been studied scientifically. Practitioners are capable of increasing their peripheral body temperature through intense breathing exercises, visualization, and concentration techniques. In one notable study, researchers recorded temperature rises sufficient to dry wet sheets wrapped around the meditators in sub-freezing conditions. Tummo meditation involves a series of coordinated breathing patterns, mental focus on inner heat, and visualization of flames rising through the spine, which collectively stimulate vasoconstriction, metabolic heat production, and potentially brown adipose tissue activation. Magnetic resonance imaging and thermographic analysis have shown that these monks can selectively activate brain regions responsible for body regulation, allowing precise control over normally involuntary physiological processes. The Tummo practice illustrates how disciplined mental training can interface with the body's autonomic functions. Get ready. Our next subject redefines human potential. Number 7. Prahlad Jani. Prahlad Jani, an Indian yogi, claimed to survive for decades without consuming food or water, asserting that he received sustenance through a small hole in the roof of his palate. While mainstream science remained skeptical, he underwent controlled observation in hospital settings, during which he reportedly remained alive and stable without conventional nourishment for 10 days. Measurements of his vital signs, metabolic activity, and kidney function indicated that he did not experience typical signs of dehydration or starvation during the study period. Researchers speculated that his body might employ extremely low metabolic rates, highly efficient water recycling mechanisms, or adaptive hormonal regulation to survive in conditions that are normally fatal. Jani's case has drawn attention from physiologists and anthropologists interested in extreme adaptations and yogic practices that could influence homeostasis. While fully explaining his abilities remains elusive, the recorded physiological observations. Number 6. Harry Raymond. Eastlack. Harry Raymond Eastlack suffered from fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, FOP, a rare autosomal dominant genetic disorder caused by mutations in the ACVR1 gene, which codes for a receptor involved in bone morphogenetic protein signaling. This mutation leads to progressive ossification of soft connective tissues, including skeletal muscles, tendons, and ligaments, effectively turning them into bone. The ossification process begins in childhood, typically triggered by minor trauma, intramuscular injections, or viral infections, producing heterotopic bone formation along major joints. As a result, movement becomes progressively restricted, leading to joint immobility and severe skeletal deformities. FOP also affects the thoracic cavity, potentially causing respiratory compromise as the chest wall stiffens. Radiographic imaging of Eastlack revealed extensive bone formation throughout axial and appendicular muscles. Despite the rigidity of his musculoskeletal system, neurological function remained intact because the ossification spares the central nervous system. His condition remains a key subject in research on BMP signaling, heterotopic ossification mechanisms, and potential therapies targeting ACVR1 mutations. Number 5. Slavica Biba Pajkic, Battery Man. Slavica Pajkic demonstrates extreme tolerance to high-voltage electrical current, reportedly withstanding up to 20,000 volts without sustaining fatal injury. Measurements indicate that his body exhibits unusually high electrical resistance compared to average humans, which allows current to pass over his skin and superficial tissues while limiting flow through vital organs. During controlled demonstrations, devices such as light bulbs or small motors can be powered by connecting electrical circuits through his body. The underlying physiology may involve altered ion channel distribution, epidermal conductivity, or skin thickness, contributing to safer current pathways. Observed electrocardiograms and vital signs during exposure suggest that his cardiac tissue remains unaffected by currents that would induce fibrillation in typical individuals. Such bioelectrical tolerance represents a rare, naturally occurring phenomenon relevant to studies in bioelectromagnetism, electrical injury, and human conductivity. Number 4. Zhao Rui, monk with iron skin. Zhao Rui is a Shaolin monk trained in iron body conditioning, a traditional practice aimed at increasing tissue density and resilience through repetitive controlled impact, breathing exercises, and focused muscle contraction. Scientific assessment of similar practices shows that repeated mechanical loading leads to osteogenic adaptation, increased periosteal thickness, and connective tissue reinforcement. Controlled exposure to blunt trauma or compressive forces strengthens dermal, muscular, and skeletal components, reducing susceptibility to contusions or fractures. Practitioners also demonstrate heightened pain modulation and proprioceptive control, allowing precise distribution of forces during contact. Laboratory studies on comparable conditioning methods indicate increased cortical bone density, tendon and ligament hypertrophy, and localized vascular adaptations that support tissue recovery and resilience. Zhao Rui's reported ability to endure drilling, bending, or strikes without injury reflects advanced integration of these physiological adaptations. Number 3. Haley O'Keen's. Haley O'Keen's had Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, HGPS, a severe genetic condition caused by a mutation in the LMNA gene. This mutation creates a truncated version of prelamin A, known as progerin, which accumulates abnormally on the nuclear membrane and disrupts the structure of the nuclear envelope. The misfolded nuclear architecture leads to mechanical instability, harmful chromatin remodeling, and increased DNA damage. Cells from individuals with HGPS show defects in repair pathways, shorter telomeres, and altered gene expression profiles. Recent research has revealed that their lysosomes are also impaired, slowing the clearance of progerin. Boosting lysosome biogenesis through PKC activation or mTOR inhibition helps remove progerin and reduces markers of senescence. Furthermore, mechanical forces transmitted through the cytoskeleton exacerbate nuclear deformation, implicating connections like the link complex, SUN1, actomyosin, in driving nuclear wrinkling and premature aging. Number 2. Sherpa people. High-altitude adaptation. Sherpa Highlanders are genetically and physiologically optimized for life in extremely low oxygen environments. Beyond the well-known EPAS-1/EGLN1 adaptations, research suggests that NOS3, endothelial nitric oxide synthase, variants may play a role, enhancing blood flow through vasodilation under hypoxic stress. Epigenetic modifications are also involved. Studies propose that microRNAs and DNA methylation patterns in Sherpas regulate oxygen-sensing pathways more tightly, preventing maladaptive responses like excessive blood viscosity. Metabolically, Sherpas appear to favor improved mitochondrial coupling, less proton leak, which increases the efficiency of ATP production per oxygen molecule. They also demonstrate lower reactive oxygen species, ROS, generation in their muscle mitochondria, reducing oxidative stress during strenuous high-altitude activity. Combined, these genetic, epigenetic, and metabolic traits form a complex adaptation network that supports sustained human performance under chronic hypoxia. Number 1. Tetrachromats. In rare cases, humans possess a fourth type of cone photoreceptor, giving them tetrachromacy. But the story is more nuanced than simply seeing more colors. This extra cone often arises from a variation or duplication of the L-cone genes, producing a slightly shifted spectral sensitivity. Rather than perceiving entirely novel hues, functional tetrachromats seem to discern finer gradations of color where most people see just one shade. Psychophysical tests show they outperform typical trichromats in distinguishing minute differences in color, especially in densely overlapping spectral regions. On a neural level, their visual cortex still appears to use the same opponent process channels, black-white, red-green, yellow-blue, but integrates input from the additional cone to refine color discrimination. Studies also indicate that tetrachromacy is more common in females because of X-linked opsin genes. and individual variation in cone placement and wiring can determine whether the fourth cone is effectively used or not. From immunity to certain diseases, extreme resistance to environmental stressors, to unparalleled flexibility and perception, these individuals exemplify the extraordinary potential encoded in biology. Engage with this content by liking, sharing, and leaving your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective sparks conversation and deeper curiosity about human capability. If you want to see more mind-expanding stories and in-depth explorations, subscribe for regular updates and insights. And thanks for watching and hanging with us.